Hi everyone. Okay, I'm figuring that out here. So like I am on Instagram here and on YouTube here. So I will be looking at one camera or the other at certain moments. So just for you to know, but you're more than welcome to ask all your questions. I will be answering all the questions. So today, let's talk about stress and how to release it. How to release stress in real life, right? Because all these things are great in textbooks, and I mean, you go for yoga class once a week, maybe even twice, and you relax. At least that's supposed to be the goal of yoga class, to release stress, to relax, to release tension, to calm down your mind. You go once a week, and then what? You go for 1 hour once a week, and what about the 23 more hours of that very day, and then 6 more days times 24 hours? What is happening in those hours? This is the most important part. So what I am doing here is I want to bring your awareness to those 23 hours outside of your yoga class or outside of therapy session or your massage, because it's the 23 hours that the real work happens, and the 23 hours where actually the change can happen, and that you can start living successfully in your pain-free body. Because this is not some unrealistic dream. I'm talking hard science, and I'm talking real life experience. First of all, from my very own experience, that I healed myself completely and even achieved a better state of health than I used to have before injury. And the age is not relevant at this point because I was very young. I was very young when I had an injury, and it's already 6 years later after I finished. I closed the most intense recovery time, and now it's this 6 7 years later that I actually feel that I actually live in a thriving body. So this is one thing, and there is science behind it, and there is also real life experience, and also like the real habits that you can apply into your life, that you can implement into your life, that can really set you up for lifetime success, and being enhancing your resilience and enhancing your ability to deal with real life. Because let's be honest, life will always be stressful. Life will never slow down. I mean, outside, right? Or life will never slow down, and it will be always chaotic, hectic, pretty much regardless where you live. Because I really put myself into extreme experiences, and I went to live far, far away from civilization. And to be honest, it's still stressful, because if it's not the noise, if it's not your boss at the work, it will be leak in your roof, there will be some bug in your bedroom. So there will be always some stress, right? Because this is how life works. And first most important rule: never focus on things that you cannot change. Like, don't try to change things you cannot change. So this shifts, and right away shift your attention and shift your perspective to the things you can actually change. And what you can change is your reaction to stress. You can definitely change your reaction to stress, and this is This is what we are doing here. This is what this channel, what this profile is about. And we are learning how to deal with real life. So no running away from life. You don't have to like give up your life, right? Because life is about living, and you need to be living your life. You like your body and your resilience, your capacities, your mental capacities, your emotional capacities, and your body capacities should allow you to live the life you really want. They should allow you to succeed, and in whatever field you want to succeed. And you're meant to be successful. You're meant to have great relationships, you're meant to be financially successful, and you're meant to be healthy. And to reverse the whole order, health and your body capacities are the baseline that everyone needs. There is no way around it. Everyone has a body, and everyone's responsibility is to take care of this body. Because you might already, you're already experiencing the symptoms of how it is to not to take care of your body, right? Like, because you don't know, and it's okay. Like, you didn't know, you don't know, no one teaches us that, right? There's no subject like this at school. What they teach is not relevant most of the cases, right? Like, I'm basically not using any knowledge that I'm speaking about here that I learned in a regular school when I was growing up, right? Like, this knowledge comes from lived experience, a lot of pain, and a lot of try and errors. So that's why coaching is so great, because this is basically you buy yourself shortcut. You buy yourself shortcut so you don't need to repeat someone else's mistakes anymore, right? Like, I will give you a straight roadmap to your success, to your pain-free life, to your tension-free body. How does that sound, right? Because, how does it feel right now to experience pain, to wake up stiff and with the lower back pain as your constant companion? You're stiff and tense, and like always your shoulders up, clenched jaw. I know all of it. And unfortunately, it's being said it's normal. But nothing about pain, nothing about chronic pain, okay? Because pain itself is a signal. Pain itself is neither bad nor good. It's an information. It's a sensorial information from your body to your brain that something's going on, that something needs attention. And that's it. Like, you can just perceive pain like this, with no emotional attachment, right? Like, you don't need to put any meaning to, like, any additional meaning to the pain, except of just what it is, which is an information. And I'm always saying, it's like your body telling you something, right? Like, you need to learn to listen to your body. And this is a process, and it starts from awareness. Awareness is the first step for everything. This is the first step to actual change. You need to be aware of the thing. And once you become aware, you can start, you also become aware of your reactions, and from this point you can choose, you can start slowly, step by step, you can start choosing how you wanna react to certain stressors, impulses, information. And this is how you set yourself for changing the pattern, which leads you to ability to always being able to release the stress. So ideally, now I know, now you have stored tension, and to be honest, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you have stored tension, because you don't know how to release it. And so release the guilt, or this is like no judgment space. Um, this is no judgment space. Okay, let me try. If at any point you have some questions, I wanna try here. Oh, it disappeared. Hello. Hello everyone. Good to see you too. Hello everyone who is joining. If at any point you have questions related to what I'm talking about, please go ahead. Ask them in the chat. Okay, I don't know how it works in YouTube here. Start Q&A. Maybe. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, and on Instagram, I know how it works on Instagram. This is like higher level of tech. I wanted actually to go on TikTok as well, but this was not available on any devices. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're good. We're on Instagram and we are on YouTube because these topics, they require education. As I said, there is. Oh yeah, the questions on how to release stress, how to deal with stress. We're talking about stress today and how to deal with it in real life and how to release tension from your body, because the tension that is in your body, it's caused by stress. It's caused by the stress that you just can't successfully release. And first you store it for many years, basically since you were born, because if you haven't learned how to regulate your nervous system, then the natural response of the body is that when the stress comes, when there is a stressful situation, the intuitive response, because the hormones spike, the cortisol and adrenaline, they will higher their levels when there is a stressful situation, and this will cause alertness, being alert, right? Because it's like, imagine, it's like you see a bear and you need to run because literally you need to save your life. So you need this temporary, and I want to emphasize it here, I want to point it out, it's supposed to be temporary alertness, that you are able to run away from the bear, and then you're supposed to release it. Look at the animals, like this is the greatest example. If you really watch animals, what they do, first of all, they rest a lot, right? Like they rest a lot, and yeah, this is like, they don't feel guilt for that, for sure, right? Like they definitely sleep enough and they rest. And then if you watch them closely, this happens to dogs, to cats, even to other type of animals, you know, like rabbits, and I've seen like birds, like there's like they shake a lot, right? And sometimes, okay, they go out of the water and they shake, but also okay, there are some questions, I will get to them. So just I finished this sentence. So the stress, so the animals, like they, whenever there is a, so to speak, stressful situation for them, right? Like they shake it out. And this is the way, this is like literally somatic. Somatic means body, soma means body. So whenever I say somatic, it means it refers to the body. It's a somatic way of releasing stress, and animals just do it by default, right? Like it's only humans that we lost many things on the way of improving the lifestyle, getting more comfortable, disconnecting ourselves from the nature, and this is what leads to all these problems that we are talking about and that we are facing these days. Okay, here's the question. No, it's not pre-recorded, it's live. There's one major way to release stress that's been time tested. This is about being able to self-regulate your nervous system. So this is when you're not able to release the stress, it means your nervous system is dysregulated, and instead of smoothly going from the sympathetic nervous system to parasympathetic nervous system, which parasympathetic nervous system is rest and digest, and sympathetic nervous system is the stressful one, like the one that makes you awake and alerted. So this should be going smoothly, right? Only temporary going from, I mean, we should supposed to be by default in parasympathetic nervous system, and only when there is stressful situation we go to the sympathetic nervous system. And the problem starts when we start to be chronically in the sympathetic nervous system. So we need to be able to self-regulate. Is stress related to dehydration, at least partially? Yes, you can see. So I guess maybe the other way around, the dehydration will be probably caused by stress because you will not pay attention to hydrate yourself properly, right? I would rather, so it's like, yeah, it will be a vicious circle. Dehydration it has very it will have a lot of things that will cause in the body, right? So in that sense, we can say that dehydration cause stress for the body because the cells don't have enough water to continue with the regeneration processes, and this is stressful for the body, and this might cause more inflammation in the systems, and when there is more inflammation, there is a great way to develop diseases as well as the tension, right? Chamomile tea, yes, that's definitely a way to relax. It's a herbal tea, right? Definitely no caffeine. No caffeine. So if we're talking about the relation, I mean, it's all related to the lifestyle, right? Like, I mean, the cure for any disease and the cure for any issue is in your lifestyle and your mindset. And these are connected. So, so you change your mindset, you change your lifestyle, you change your lifestyle, you change your mindset. This is always connected, right? Like we are talking body, mind, mind, body. This is all connected, and we need to be enhancing this connection. And the more we enhance, the more we grow, and the more we expand our consciousness and awareness, because it all lies in the awareness. We need to be able to control our responses, and this is the highest form of mastering the art of life, ultimately. And all the help from the herbs and foods, and also it's a lot about what you not do. So for example, caffeine, right? Like it's in the coffee obviously, and some sodas type of thing, and also in the teas. So this is like cheating your own body, right? Like I'm always saying that caffeine, drinking caffeine or consuming caffeine is like taking energy from the bank of energy. It's like taking a loan. You basically live on the energy that your body don't have. And that's why it's so damaging, especially in the long term, right? So the more you borrow this energy and you never recharge, this just works very, very easily, right? And I'm always also asking, like, ask yourself a question, like, you recharge your phone all the time, right? Like, you have this battery percentage, and you, I mean, these days, no one basically allows, pretty much, I think no one allows to run out of battery, right? Because we need our phones. Like, why do we pay more attention to the phones than to our own body? Like, first of all, we also need body to use the phone. So if you want to be enjoying the phone, using the phone, you need your body, you need your healthy body, and ideally pain-free, because this is only the moment where you can really start enjoying things fully. I'm talking about thriving, I'm talking about living fully your life. I think my morning coffee can affect nervous system. Yes, This is what I was saying. This is like, it's like taking loan from the bank of energy that is empty. Okay, let me just go here through the comments. I mean, of course, energy drinks. Come on, like that's self explainable, right? Like that's even worse because it's like what? It's like a mixture of caffeine and sugar. I mean, there is nothing worse than that. That's like really, that stops basically your body from functioning properly for a good few days. It's the same with the alcohol. Like one time of alcohol intake will, it's again, it's like causing stress to your body because it basically it turns off the proper functioning of all the systems in the body, and your body cannot regenerate properly, so it shuts off your immune system, so you become very fragile, very sensitive to any infection, disease. Sometimes I stress out, I'm not hydrated enough, so I overdrink and have to release those fluids quite frequently. Yeah, so this is like kind of, like the trap of of well-being and self-development, kind of, I would say. When you start over stressing about the thing that's supposed to help you, and this happens so much with the practices, or like yoga practitioners, or basically anyone who enters this spiritual path or well-being path, suddenly everything, like, because you don't really know yourself, it's like you're on the way of getting to know yourself. This is a great way to basically get to know yourself, and this is what we want, this is what you want ultimately. So you at the end, or at some point, you just come to this moment where you just know how much to drink, where you know what to eat, what you don't eat. You just naturally will be attracted to certain things, and naturally you will be completely unbothered by certain things. And this can happen with food, this can happen with the way of exercising, and especially for women, because men and women are different. Our hormonal levels and in general, like how the body functions, is completely different. And as women, we feel different every day. Literally every day is different, and you cannot perform the same workout routine, for example, every day. It has to be appropriate to where you are in your cycle. For men, it's slightly different. Your hormones regenerate on 24-hour clock. But still, listen to your body, because it's so easy to overwork certain body parts. It's so easy to fix yourself on certain goals, which have nothing to do with actual health and thriving. Oh, we think water is healthy, but tap water is impure. Yes, of course, no tap water unless you're in the mountains. I mean, the only place I drink water from the tap, which is like the best water, is literally in the mountains. Some places, especially in South Latin America, there would be still very pure places, and this feels like drinking pure crystals. This is pure energy. This is like the best feeling that I can recall, literally. Black coffee is good for your brain. I disagree with that. No coffee is good. No. It maybe gives you a feeling you can concentrate, but as I said, there's nothing good about it. And if you have clean diet, if you drink enough water, and not only water, if you hydrate yourself with structured water, which is the water that is in the fruit and greens, so basically the fresh raw stuff, this is the water that really gets your cells hydrated. And H2O serves different purpose. Okay, there's more questions here. What are the psychological manifestations of stress experienced by the body? Any tension in the body. All pains, all diseases are emotional. Then the manifestation in the body will show up in the body part that either is connected to certain emotion or well, I mean, yes, this is just like basically this connection, like any emotion, every emotion will manifest in the certain body part on a certain organ. And also you know, if this certain body part is weakened for certain reasons, your immune system is you know, like weakened, this will manifest as any type of pain and tension. Another question: when considering the nature of stress, is it more important to analyze its source or focus on methods of managing it? To simplify, ultimately you don't need to know the reason. I mean, like logically, because we're so much in the brains, we're so much in the mind, we don't need to be in the brain, in the mind anymore. It's enough, it's completely enough. You don't need that anymore. So you don't want to get there, you don't want to be enforcing this anymore, right? But if it comes to because this will be two different things. You don't need to know the exact reason, like rationally, of the pain, of tension, of the disease, but you need to know the cause of it. But we see cause as stress, so we know, but we don't need to like know, oh, this is like, you know, like related to this trauma. This not always serves the purpose we want, because sometimes we would get too much stuck in this vicious circle of trying to, you know, like really get to know exactly. Sometimes it's not possible to really figure it out. Like, just leave it, let it go, learn to let go. And this is what it means to get to the source, to the cause of the pain, of the disease, right? Like knowing that it's stress and that I need to be letting it go. So it's actually the whole system process. It's a holistic process. So in that sense, focus on methods of maintaining it, yes, managing it, sorry. Which is basically breath management and the mindset shift. Yeah, I teach this in Body Mind Method. What are the oh, this was already here. That's long-term does long-term exposure to stress inevitably lead to bodily pathology, or are there adaptive mechanisms capable of counteracting its negative effects? Yes, 100%. The resilience, you build a resilience. There are tools that you can build. There are tools that help you to manage it, like so that you don't be affected with it. And it's practice to not to allow yourself to be affected by the causes of stress. Okay, more questions here. This stream is about stress and how to manage it. Yeah, I had a coaching session today with a client, an amazing client, and we were basically we were talking about the real life experience. And you know, like one of her objections was that, well, I'm always saying that it's, don't think about another thing to add to your plate, because this is the last thing you need. This is the last thing you need because you already have a lot, right? So I'm not talking about another 1 hour practice that you need to add because you don't have this 1 hour. It's about shifting the mindset and being solution oriented, being the lifetime solution oriented, right? So this is just something that takes practice to learn to enhance your awareness. Be aware of your reactions. This is what takes you to good life. This is what takes you to being able to manage stress. And as I said, you cannot change the environment. Life is and will be and always was stressful. It's how you react to it, and this is fully in your power. Remember, how you feel, it's your decision. Okay. Yeah, you don't care basically. Yes. It takes practice and with time. Usually, yeah, the older you get, the less it affects you. Though, I work with people our ages, and I also, I work in so many different places, and a lot of the time I work also in retreat centers, and I teach yoga or other somatic techniques, and I help people to relax. And people of all ages come with the pain and so much tension and overwhelmed. So it depends, right? Like, I mean, you need to be in the state of not caring, right? Like, not absorbing the stress, not allowing you to affect it. So it's personal. Definitely older people have more tendency to be more relaxed because this experience, right? They already know that they lived so many different situations and they didn't die, right? So they already figured it out, or I mean, they experienced this, right? Okay, thank you for coming all. That was great to see you, and I will be seeing you probably next week. I think I will be doing this like weekly now. I'm not promising yet, but this is the plan basically. So for now, I wish you Merry Christmas. Yeah, I was just like, I needed to think what day it is, right? Because I'm definitely resting. Yes, I'm taking some break. I have less responsibilities for this time between the Christmas and New Year, so I only got back to my more intense schedule after New Year's, and I'm definitely taking this time to reflect and to deepen my own practice. I stand very strongly on the ethic of this work, and I only teach what I practice myself. I don't teach anything that I don't practice or that I didn't practice, that didn't work. And it's not about only like working. I really put it into day-to-day life. So, and I have also a lot of responsibilities running online business. There was a lot of computer time work. That's why I always sit on the floor, for example. I have always my yoga mat here, and I sit on the floor to keep my hip mobility. There are like little tricks like this that you just do. And I mean, for ages, for centuries, people were sitting on the floor, and there were no these problems as we have right now. Like sitting on the floor also requires you to stand up more and like changing the position, right? So naturally you will be having this hip mobility all the time going on. Walking barefoot as much as I can. I mean, simple stuff, completely for free. Getting enough sun exposure. This myth of sun being your enemy, please stop it. and get out, get your sun exposure, put your foot on the ground, and move your body, get on a walk. Just doesn't really matter, just move your body, because the body is meant to be moving. And this is all, I mean, like, we talk about how to release stress. I mean, just keep these simple rules and there will be no even this question. But of course, life, as much as it's simple, it's also complicated. This is another paradox of life. So I'm here, like always, gladly helping you and answering all your questions and helping you to really experience life, and like to really be able to feel alive and experience life through your body with its full capacities, because this is what it's meant to do. I love you guys, and I see you next week.